Three. Huna, thank you so much for joining us. How are you, brother?
Feeling great, mate. Feeling great. Feeling good. Should
Where
I be? I don't know. I feel guilty that I feel so good.
that's how that's such an interesting thing. That was a journey that I went through last year, actually. When I was in LA, I sat through a ketamine experience with a facilitator, and that was what came up for me. It was like, I'm allowed to feel good if other people are not feeling great, because I suppressed that for such a long time.
It
And that wasn't being my authentic self. And I had to go through, I went through this ceremony and procedure, and I understood that in that reality, it gave me the permission, or I gave myself the permission to be happy regardless. If I feel happy, I should express happiness. If I feel
Oh,
sadness,
don't
I
get me
could.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm having a great time feeling great. Don't worry about that. I'm not
But
feeling guilty at all. It's just like an expression like, wow, I mean, I'm hearing all of what's going on around the world and everybody's lives. And yeah, well, I feel great.
what's
And
interesting.
for myself, I see, I can see so much more of what is changing in the world.
And I want to
Uh,
explore that with
Positive,
you.
in a positive way. Yeah.
Well, I had a woman walk past me yesterday, and she said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm awesome, thank you." And she walked away for a few minutes, and as she was coming back the direction that she came, she goes, "Thank you for saying that." I said, "What?" She goes, "Thank you for saying that you're awesome," because not many people express that, and it made me feel good. So let's take us on this path, Huna.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel.
good medicine.
Yeah, it is good medicine. I feel like I want to be the student here and let you channel your wisdom onto this podcast for people to understand and experience and have a greater awareness of what you are doing for the world and around the world and for humanity.
I was 7 years old. Um, you can call it being awake. I was 7 years old. I was born and raised in New Zealand. I was born on and raised on the marae. I was raised on the culture and the traditions of our dances and songs, and our the sharing of our cosmology through story. You know, and this is quite common for most Maori, most Polynesian culture. The let me just say the Lemurians. Yeah, and so we are connected. We are always connected. It's something that it's like having breakfast. I used to say when people used to ask me, what's it like being, do you guys do spiritual things? You guys do, I say, it's part of our um, eating and sleeping and drinking, and it's part of our rugby game, and it's all of it, and so it's nothing new for me, um, and so over the years, having become initiated by the elders and the Maori prophet, um, and then tooling up, receiving the tools, you know, uh, confirming one's energies, vibration, frequencies, magnetics, and the not the manipulation of this, not the alchemizing of it, not necessarily the alchemizing. I used to say recently, I would say that we are healers of the first light, healers of the light, and so recently I said, okay, we're already healed. Now we are expansionists, and from expansion comes healing. Healing is a byproduct. So the focus is not on healing. That comes with expansion. And so after a few decades of understanding and confirming these things within my own energy vibrations in my walk, the walk that one has, and one can define their walk, then they can confirm their connection to the expansion of land, of water, of sky, of space, of self, and of their home and your field, your quantum field. We can get all intellectual up and on this. That's not really my style. Um, my style is to hopefully speak without speaking so much. To find the expressions rather than the science, and it is all backed up. Everything is backed up. Everything is supported. Everyone is being supported right now. Take a look outside. Put your iPhone up there and take a selfie. Take a look at that light deeply and sit and look with it. Look at it, and look at what the effect you're having on the light. Put the light in your hands. Make like a tunnel. Make a flashlight, a torch, and let the light come through there, and you will see what your DNA is doing to the light as it's coming through your hand. Maybe you can find other ways of seeing the light come through you, but that's a very it's profound, because the colors in there coming through your hand is showing so much expansion in range in the spectrum, moving into the ultra spectrum, moving into the infraspectrum, moving into higher vibrations, of course, and moving into higher dimensions yourself. That's your own hand. You see how you're affecting the light. It's really simple. And then, okay, if you're like, wow, this is cool, what is that? And you get curious. And so you might decide that you're going to take on some new courses, learn some modalities. You're going to maybe sit with a shaman. Maybe you'll sit with a Huna. Maybe you'll go to the nature, and maybe you can comprehend and have clarity within the nature. And okay, what if I do this, and perhaps people will like it, and you can make this your walk in life and focus and walk towards them, right? Walk towards the people. And there's a saying that I have, it's in Lemurian, and it is matako, matako, and it refers to, though my feet point in another direction, though I walk away from you, I'm walking towards you. Though I walk in another direction, I'm walking towards you. My feet are always pointing towards you. And this is how we are. We're walking towards each other at a slow pace, an accelerated pace, an expanded energy field, of your energy field expanded, of your quantum field expanded. We're walking towards each other, and yeah, we might bump into each other, like stars will bump into each other. What are they doing? I think they're kissing. Yeah, I see stars crashing into one another. They're going to make oneness. They're going to converge. They're meant to crash into each other. Of course they were. Are they meant to meet? Of course they were. Of course we are. Twin flames, light convergence, expanding across the space, which requires a lot of movement, a lot of action. We're going to bump into one another. We're going to find one another. Yeah. And so this, from the young age, I bumped into a mountain where I was in my backyard. I bumped into a range of mountains, and then there I bumped into some giants and a giant nation that would speak to me, and they started, hey, we remember you. And I'm like, hey, I remember you too. We bumped into each other. Oh, we started talking, and I started sharing, and that from that moment of my young self, and that changed my trajectory, I suppose. I live life. I live life, and in doing so, I've understood where my life walks. I've simplified my life. I've lived my life enough to know what really excites me and what I get joy from, and I've crushed it all down into this very simple atomic energy, what I can access within me. And then also and allow that to emanate and radiate and connect to others. So I guess I said a lot of things right there, huh?
It's beautiful, brother. It's so beautiful. I think what I would love to do is explore a few of these things that you mentioned to, because this could be the first time people have heard anything such as Lemuria or the spiritual tradition that you were brought up in, if that's the right terminology. And so, if you could explore a little bit of this and educate us about some of the historical um, teachings and understandings or awareness that you can share with not only myself but anybody that's listening or viewing this too, my friend.
Well, so, for everybody listening and for yourself and anybody who comes to see this video, hello, thank you. Thank you so much for visiting and this opportunity, Peter. Um, Lemuria, it's often been spoken of by many channels, including Cryon. If anybody follows Cryon, um, um, Pixie Magenta, um, Greg Braden, people on Gaia, talk about Lemuria, um, um, people from Tibet, people from Hawaii, people from the Native community, Native American community, they all talk about Lemuria. Lemuria, in our understanding, the location is in the Pacific, but particularly the core of the Polynesian Triangle, the core center of Polynesia at this time. In our understanding, Lemuria arrived over 550 million years ago. This was a mountain. The story of the mountain is spoken of as Mo'au, which means the great mountain, which means the great mountain of the world, to be exact, which means the first great mountain. And so from this arrival of this mountain, the Lemurians, we were in light form. We arrived here in light form at the time of the arrival of the great mountain and the arrival of the great continent, which the mountain sat on. And so as light beings, we were part of seeding this planet for the creation of life. Lemuria is an alignment to the creation of life. Lemuria is nature's operating system. Say that again. Lemuria is the supernatural, super intelligent operating system of nature. When you say Lemuria, you are saying nature. Why am I saying this? Because Lemuria, in its deepest essence, and we speak to this in the language, which is Kimuria, right? Kimuria. For Lemuria to exist, it extends and expands from Kimuria. And now, this is not a language. I am not speaking a language. I'm making sounds. But these sounds have vibration, energy, frequency, and magnetics. The more profound the sound, the more profound the knowledge and the wisdom within that sound, and depending the coding and the sequence and the structures of the sound. Many are familiar with that. And so Kimuria, the essence, which is the essence of Lemuria, means the first embrace. The first embrace. And what is a part of the details, the fractal energy of that, that energetic, that vibration and frequency is, the cosmology is, we held each other in the darkness until the light came. We held each other in the darkness until the light came. Let me say that again. We held each other in the darkness until the light came. Now, this is truly the essence of Lemuria. From the darkness to the light, it does not necessarily mean or speak to demons and shadows and wars and battles. This can be such a simple understanding of your personal sorrows and pains, even now. You go through Kimuria. When you sleep, when you lay down at night, you will hold yourself in the darkness till the light comes, be it the sunlight, be it our love will show up in your dream time, somebody will visit. You know you're getting visits right now. You know you're getting a lot of visits. I'm getting the information and confirmation from many of my friends and family members and people I don't even know, I'm about to know or see, who have said, I saw you here and I saw you there, and we see each other. Kimuria, oh, you're back. Good to see you again. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a just embrace. We may be in the darkness. We may be in the light. Maybe the light has come once we held each other in the darkness. That's just Lemuria. And from there, that emotion, that feeling of memory comes in. Memory. Memory in the light. Memory in the dark. The memory also serves in a very profound way as we come into the light. We may have returned into the light yet again for maybe your millionth lifetime, your millionth moment to express your whatever it is you want to express. And this time you've arrived again. Okay, Muria, you're back again. Good to see you. Give me a hug. I remember you. And you may not remember me because memory serves might not have been the most pleasant memory. So you're like, well, got rid of that memory. You can't get rid of that memory. For you to remember that you don't want to remember requires memory. And this is not just for the not so pleasant moments, this is for the incredibly pleasant and incredibly loving and embracing moments. You're back again, you know. We were this, we were that, we were lovers, we were this and that, you know, relationships, we were king and queens, we were gods and goddesses, the whole cosmology's there, right? And those things you want to remember. So we remember. Love is the driving engine behind memory. Love allows the memory to bring the intention so that when you arrive in the next lifetime, you've set up the reason why you've come here. Because you remember. Some would say, I'm not coming back here. Well, I know you're coming back here. You don't remember, but I remember you. You would say you're not going to come back here. You might have said that on your return, but you just entered and, hey, Kimuria, come on now, come on now. You know, so Lemuria certainly is a powerful embrace and a creation of life, following the alignment of the planet's rotation, which is counterclockwise, and the rotation alignment to the planet, which is in sync. The planet is in sync with the universe, all its energies. And so as we are here on this planet, when we speak to Lemuria once again, this time for the 5th time. You talk about 5D, right? It's more like the 5th planet. It's not so much a dimension. There's multiple dimensions available, but this is the 5th moment of Lemuria. Lemuria has been around 4 times before Atlantis, a long time before Atlantis. In fact, Atlantis was seeded by Lemuria, and the Lemurians and what we know as the 9, or we refer to as the Nazca, and sometimes the Makariki, would let us know when the Nazca is on the horizon, which you will speak to as the Pleiadians. We speak to as the Nazca, or the Nazca lines, if you like. And so seeded, the Lemurians and the Nazca seeded to bring the Atlanteans. And so there were 4 civilizations of Lemuria before that ever came along. And that was 500 million years that New Zealand has been in its current location. 550 million years, New Zealand has been where it is now. Before that, it was connected to Hawaii, and there was a big mountain, the canoe of Maui, which is now known as. And so Lemuria is the first port. The first portal of Lemuria is in the Polynesian Triangle, in the Pacific, the Ring of Fire. Let us say, it is still there. It is below the surface of the water. As the mountain came down and Lemuria shifted to second Lemuria, which is Europe, all across Europe. Then it went again and shifted and went over to third Lemuria, which is Tibet, the Himalayas, Indonesia, Mongolia, Asia. Then it shifted again and went to Africa and the Caribbean and South America. 4 Lemurias. I have memories, I have connections to all 4 of them. Also to the creation of Atlantis. Now, our people, we say we're from New Zealand. We're not from New Zealand, we're from Lemuria. Okay, we have a flag, we've got a country, we've got a border, we have customs and border patrol, blah, blah, blah. We've got, planes and trains and automobiles, big deal. Back in the day, we had starships. Then we had a period where we went back to the nature on the planet and we had canoes. We traveled this earth to Damascus, Syria, the Middle East, to Europe. The Lemurians seeded so many races. And certainly when Atlantis 1 came, we were all traveling and seeding all the lands, right? And the Lemurians became Atlanteans, and the Atlanteans became many races, right? And then the 12 tribes, well, the 5 root races, then the 12 tribes, and then all these languages, right? But back and forth between Lemuria and second Lemuria, third Lemuria, and fourth Lemuria, always first Atlantis, second Atlantis, third Atlantis, fourth Atlantis. There were 4 Atlantises. Yeah, so we weren't just from New Zealand. We were always going back and forth from Lemuria. New Zealand wasn't called New Zealand. Australia wasn't called Australia, right? And so these are modern names, right? But we go back. If we're always talking about returning to the blueprint, we must return to Lemuria, to the language and the energy vibrations of frequency before Atlantis. If you are speaking codes from Atlantis onwards, you will know that you are speaking in distorted light and confusion at the time of confusion, when confusion got really confused. I mean, Atlantis got so confused, they didn't know which way to go, man. Let's create Egypt. Well, that's all Lemurian technology anyway. Oh, let's create the Mayans. Let's create this. Let's go Blecky. Let's go Blecky. Let's go, all kinds of sites, all kinds of sacred sites, right? Those are all stemming from Lemurian technology out of Atlantis, but it all came from Lemuria. Why? Lemuria was all about nature. So we were teleporting. We had no need of steel, metal ships, robots, AI, any of that. There's no need of that. We could teleport, transport anywhere. So we transport always to our higher dimensional crystal kingdoms, to and fro in the dimensions, back and forth from the dimensions to the nature of Earth. First Earth, second Earth, third Earth, fourth Earth, fifth Earth, the fifth Earth now. All the while knowing and already knowing, it's not so much a channeling, brother. I don't channel, or some call it channel. I suppose shouldn't say I don't channel. I suppose you could call it a channel, but to me, it's not channel. I have a knowing, a memory, because the memory brings the knowing. It's not a matter of having to know. It's truly a matter of remembering. Once you let everything go and you're able to let all of that, you receive all that was as the best you can in this now into your DNA, including all the demons, all the shadows, and all the lifetimes you call shadows and whatever demons, let them all come back and then give them a big hug and give them the light, and not just your own, as many as you can. And you will see that the memory will flood in, and there is so much that you already know. You do not need to learn how to know. You only need to learn how to remember. And how many have cut themselves off and cut cords, disconnected from their partners and their friends and their families and their anger, through their anger, You cannot cut the cord. It does not possible. You can say, oh, I don't want to hold her in the dark. I don't want to hold him in the dark. Well, it's not exactly that way. It's you giving the forgiveness and the light. So the light comes to hold, you hold the memory, you hold the expression in the dark, so that they do have a chance to get back to the light, and you support that. In this lifetime, of course, and every other moment. Yeah, you can't cut the cord. It's impossible. We are not connected. Because we are not connected, we are inseparable. Energy, vibration, frequency, and magnetics is the source, driving source behind the universe, in the universe, in all the omniverses. We are a part of that. Where are you going? When you say you cut the cord, where are you going? You're going to go and get another apartment somewhere? So what? You're still in the terrestrial womb. And even if you enter into the formless, you decide to commit suicide and go back, you're still in the womb, celestial womb. Celestial womb, terrestrial womb, they're connected through the stargates and the ancestors and the memories. I'm not, don't get me wrong, if I'm being a bit firm, but I am very serious about this, because I've been seeing this cord cutting thing going along too long, and it ain't working. It's causing mental instability, psychological breakdowns, because they'll run off to get your own apartment, get a new girlfriend, new boyfriend, make some more kids, boom, 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 boom. And here comes along, you're a twin flame again. or you were with your twin flame, and then your soul partner, whether they're married to you or not, these connections, they cannot be broken, bro. Brothers and sisters, they cannot be broken. We said yes. And this is our lesson, to learn to hold each other in the darkness till the light comes. You will argue with me, I know, and I will hold this position. I'm often argued with. So,
I'm going to interrupt you for a minute, because I've already cried twice since you've been talking, and
sorry.
that last part was fucking powerful, my friend. And sorry to swear in the moment, but yeah, this is a journey I want to go deeper into what you're talking about here, by saying that we've chosen this.
Hell yeah. Is it hell? No, I mean, yeah, this is the best time to be here. You know, in the struggle is so much lesson you will remember, because you will come to the moment that you call survival mode, and you will open more. And if you decide that you're going to return into the formless, we will hold you in the darkness there until you come back to the light, until you return to the light. When you enter here, we'll give you a hug again, and you're gonna love it coming back. Because right now, everybody, right now, it's where it is. It's where it is right now, and planetary alignments through the alignment of the Lemurian system is dissolving the Gregorian system. That operating panel that belongs to the agendas of manipulation really does. It's a thing. It's a thing. And it is a technology that's been imprinted on society. I mean, you know this. You don't know what else to use. You don't know what else to say. You don't know what else to do. You don't know which other system is there. Well, nature has a system, and it's speaking to you right here, right here, look, right here. I'm sharing this with you. The understandings of Lemuria, very simply, to align to the vibrations that's jumping when this planet has jumped to the fifth moment you can call the 5D, this 5D Earth. Sometimes I call it planet Huna. Well, not sometimes. I've been doing that a lot lately. Why? What do you think you call this planet of Huna for? Well, because Huna means light in action. It means literally one in the many, many in the one, and it means many lights in the one light in the many light. I am a light being here. So are you. We are all in the collective light, but I can see your sovereignty. Why? Because I can see your light in action and how it's moving across this plane, and what you're doing, where you're walking to, how you're talking, what you're saying, what you're speaking, of your old patterns, and I'm waiting for the new ones. If you don't remember the ancient new, I'm here to share that with you. Look, see, I'm watching. We are watching. I am not just one being here. I'm not human. I am in the human. And I am many in the one, one in the many. You know me from many, 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 many millions of omniverses and universes. You know me. We know each other. It's not just sexual relationship and having babies and just and having parties and playing rugby and playing footy and drinking beer and watching the NFL or the All Blacks. What did I say NFL before I said All Blacks? Anyway, you know what I'm saying. We got stuff to do here, and there's a lot of joy to have to do here, to walk together, find each other, and let's go. Find each other and let's go. I got somewhere for you to go if you want to do some stuff.
When you say we've got stuff to do when we've got to walk, explain that deeper for
Yeah.
us.
There are things, operating systems. These are things. The Gregorian system is a machine. It is a machine. The sooner you understand this and correlate and align to what's been the agendas and align it to that machine. Ever since they put the clock tower in the middle of your village, the Romans put that machine. Why? So they could garnish your wages and enslave you. That's what it's for. And it's all based on that system. Right? And it's closed, it locks in. You can say that, oh, I'm in it, but not of it. That's fine. That's great too. And the confirmation and the revealing of that will be felt. That will be felt and seen. Your proclamations are going to be tested. They will be, and not in the formless. They will be tested in the form. You will test yourself in the form. You have to confirm yourself. Then others will confirm you. This is the walk. I'm not talking about walking to the bar, store. Those are beautiful things to take care of your family in these days, but everything for everyone is coming. So that's going to be all eliminated. Everything for everyone, everywhere, every day is going to eliminate the need. And that's coming very quickly. So what are you going to do if you don't have to go to work? If you don't have to go hunting and fishing and everything has been provided for your family? That's multidimensional. That's multiple dimension. That's multidimensional. We are multiple dimensional beings, and all the multiple dimensions are within our grasp, within there to serve each other. So if you don't have to go to work and you don't have to, like, you're sitting there going, what am I going to do? I don't have to work. I got $1 trillion in the bank, but it doesn't mean nothing because it's just energy. Doesn't matter. Things are just being taken care of. What do I do now? Oh, okay, let's go to the sacred site. There's a little vibration that's a little heavy over there. Let's get into some blessings and some ceremony, and we'll clear that site, make sure it's being maintained at a high vibration. Occasionally, some low vibrations will sneak in from the portals and stargates, from the lower realms coming up here and there. They do. So you go for a walk, you learn some modality, learn a ceremony. I got a ceremony for you. I got all kinds of stuff for you. We go. If you have a job now, we'll figure out a time for when you can come. I tell you, it's the best fun, man. Stargates, I know how to activate and seal them and raise their frequency. It's what I do. I can show you. Not only that, there's assistance. There's some that are still in the land in the darkness that are not being held. They need to be held so they can return to the light. Show you, so I'm sure that many of you do this in your way. I'm not saying that I'm the only one. I am not. I'm one in many, many in one. Understand that I do have a very profound understanding of these things. Okay, so the walk, that's my walk. My walk has been my walk. I've got the things I'm doing. I have my architecture, my framework. I know where I'm walking off this planet to return to formless, and I know when I'm going to enter again. I challenge you to find that. I have my mission. Your mission is it can be found or remembered. I will never ask you to wake up. I will just wake you up. I'm not going to tell you to wake up. Who tells anybody to wake up anyway? You got to wake you up. He says, wake up, wake up. Hey, you on that rugby field, wake up. No, I'll run on you. No, run on that field on there. Boom. Now get over there and do this. Not that I will do that. You know what I mean? My mission for me is I have, and this is fun. I like sharing this. I don't mind sharing my mission because, I'll let everybody know, even if they want to interfere with it at their detriment. All that happens. That's happened many times. It's a fun game for me, though. I've got 48 stargates to program and reset. I've done 16. I'm about to do number 17, which everybody knows what 17 means to everybody right now.
Mm-hmm.
Stargate 17. I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm going to Lake Titicaca. If you're interested in the Peru, if you're interested in attending and supporting, good. If you're interested in attending to come and interfere, good. You'll get a lesson either way. There's a walk there, and you will confirm yourself either way. That's what I offer. Confirm yourself. It's not a wake up, it's a shake up, brother, sisters, everybody, mother, father, child. It is a shake up.
And everybody's going through it or about to go through it.
Yeah.
I was saying
Yeah.
this last year that I actually said to a friend of mine, he goes, you're standing up, you're speaking out. I said, uh-huh. I said, and nothing's happened. There's nothing to be fearful of. There's no pain, there's no, and whatever it is, it's just an illusion anyway. And I looked at his eyes, I said, your time will come. And I said, everybody's time will come. And yeah, so talk to me a little bit more about that, because I don't mean that as a fearful thing, because there's
Absolutely.
nothing to fear. It's actually
No.
quite liberating.
Just exactly what is the contents of your time. Just exactly what is the contents in that moment for you when that comes. What is that contents going to be? Are you going to be ready for those contents? What is in that basket of knowledge that's coming towards you? Knowledge that, put it this way, you cannot know what you do not know. No, you cannot know what you do not know. But if you can remember, then you cannot ignore it. Okay, but when it's coming to you, this basket of knowledge, this basket of energy, there's been some timing, critical moments in the past since 2018, 2019, 20, and then 2021, and for the next 44 years. There's some critical, very powerful moments that's laid out. Our whole year is laid out now. What? It is not a new moon sometimes, it's always a new moon. It's all we are promised tomorrow. We are definitely, and we receive it. Why? Because the sun does not rise. Let's sit with this. Sun does not rise. The planet spins. The moon is always new and it's always full. It's like it's always noon in New York. It's like it's always dinner time somewhere. Come on. If I meditate like this, okay, that's enough meditating. That's all I need. Tomorrow is here already. That's what that is. It's a moment of darkness. How long you want to have to close your eyes for? How long you want to lay down for? Me, sometimes I get itchy. I don't want to lay down for too long. I want to get back up again because I know the sun is shining somewhere. I know the moon is full on and the tides and the water is moving with the flows at the higher dimensions of that moon. If you think it's empty, hollow, if you think it's a starship, so what? There's many dimensions of it. I want to, keep connecting. And my light is in action. I want your light. Invite your light. Don't want. Yeah, okay, fine. I want that too. But I'll invite you, your light in action, to understand your light in action, to speak to your essence in action. And it's not a name. There is a story. There is a cosmology about your light in action. What is the contents of that moment that's going to come towards you? And then create the moment. Don't wait for it. Create the moment. You're sitting there and everything's, it's all good. It's nothing. I don't need nothing. Okay, nothing is everything. In order to have nothing, you must have everything. You have everything. Okay, if you have everything, does everybody else have everything? then you're not done. If they don't, you're not done yet. E4 equals MC squared. E4. What am I talking about? E4 equals MC squared. They left out a number and a calculation in that navigation. E4 equals MC squared. In other words, everything for everyone, everywhere, every day. E time E4. This eliminates need. When you eliminate need, you eliminate greed. Therefore, if you eliminate the need of everything, then nothing is needed. Have you done this yet? Have you confirmed this? Have you confirmed the nothingness? If you confirm it for yourself, then have you confirmed it for others? Oh, you don't want to? Well, then you have something to do, okay? You still have something to do. You still got a lot to do.
I want to ask you a question, Huna. When you're talking about the Gregorian machine or the time frame that we've been in and we're changing into now, a lot of people, this is my perception, is that a lot of people have given away their personal power to government, to medicine, to somebody else, their husband, their wife, their community, whatever it may be, little bits of their power or their self out. And a lot of people, I mean, I've been watching the political scene in the United States quite intently over the years, which is quite bizarre for me, actually. And I've just decided to step into the political ring myself in Australia, which is the strangest possible reality that I could have ever have conjured up for myself. But here I am, 2020. What else could get weirder than me entering politics? And I have no expectation of what will manifest from this, but I have an intention, or I have an intuition that this is the right path at this particular point in time. But watching, you mentioned 17 before, and I understand what that means, but there seems to be a lot of people waiting for somebody like Trump to be the savior. And my interpretation is there's no one coming to save us. There's no one person. It's a collective journey for all of us. And Trump might represent something to somebody, you might represent something to others. And I see Trump, and I don't want to get involved with Trump too much, but I see him as a wake-up call, so to speak, or a catalyst. And I would like for you to explain, is there anyone coming to save us, or is it ourselves?
I'm coming to save you. I am many. I am one, and I am one in the many. I'm not a legion. I am the light of days, and you are too. Okay, so, that's an expression. Is there anyone coming to save us? That's an expression. The English language is quite fraudulent. It truly is. It puts many people into a bit of a tailspin when it's not needed. Okay. You want to talk? The many mentioned, and I'll get to the question, and I'm coming to it this way. Many people say when they hear certain sounds, they go, "He's talking in tongues," or "She's talking in tongues." What's that sound? Let me just share with you. The English language is a language that speaks in tongues. Many languages within that language, as it comes from many languages. To get the English language, you've brought in at least 30 different dialects and different languages to get the English. Talk about speaking in tongues. Really? That's what the maritime law and the admiralty law and the the rule of governments is based upon. This language used, which is a fraudulent language, is spoken in tongues. When I'm speaking this way, it's probably its most powerful form when you say the words love. Its most powerful forms when you say the word caring. Save us? Yes. Okay, fine. The feeling is we hold each other in the darkness till the light comes across all planes of existence, whether they're financial, health, education, politics, geopolitical landscaping, technology, technology for at certain modalities of cooking, like Chef Pete, and the mastery of energy and free energy and technology and solar and wind and all these things save us. We hold each other in the dark until the technology comes, until the vibration food, the incredible foods come, until the endless line of gold comes, the endless line of crypto comes. We hold each other in the darkness until the light comes. Save us. Save each other. We are doing that. We are doing that. We don't need saving. Only expansion. Expansion is required. Saving is a byproduct. It's not even a word. It doesn't exist. Expansion. Okay, that's a good word in English. I'll take a few words from the English language. No problem. It has power behind it. It has the benevolence behind it. I'll take that. I'll take the high vibration energy words any day within the English language, and then we'll work with it this way. I can do that. Saving, save us. Expansion, expansion, saving does not exist. Expansion, hold each other in the darkness till the light comes. Hey,
What about the
accelerate.
word? What about the word fight? It seems to be. People say you need to fight for us, or we need to fight back, or we need to fight this and fight that, fight the government, or fight this. I'm like, isn't there a better word than fight?
Again, yes, and I shared some of these things. Fight who? Fight what? We are the one and the many, many and the one. Who are you fighting? You think these demons, the draconians, the archons, the Anunnaki, you're fighting them? You have part of the lineage with the Anunnaki, with the Archon. You have a vertebrae. You need some education is what you need. Education. Okay, remembering's taking too long for you, then fine, some education. Yeah? You have the vertebrae, the Anunnaki, the vertebrae, the Archon of the vertebrae, the Draconian, the vertebrae. You are cousins to them in the form. That's why they have access to doing the things. You're saying you're fighting them, fine. But let me just share, you're also part of them. So what you can do is expand. And when you expand, you are going to expand them. They will return to the light. You don't have to even think about it being saving anyone. The planet is raising its vibration to support your intention. What is your intention? If you are fighting, you are lowering your vibration. Your intention will pull you back into that. Is that what you prefer? I think you know the lesson of this. The sooner you remember, the better. But okay, if you don't remember, we'll shake you up. And if you need education, we'll give you some education. Here's some sharing for you. There is the void, first dimension, second dimension, third dimension. The fourth state of existence is multiple dimension. Now, these beings that are causing a lot of nonsense, you don't see them out in the typical landscape, do you? They have to come inside the human to stand here on the ground. They have to be inside the human to exist. And there's some humans that are not human, because they're not human. They're in the human, and they're working with in these different these negotiations, these deals. You want some information? I'll give you some education. Everything is programmed in the spiritual world, in the consciousness, for it to come into physicality. And then there's materialization and there's catalyzation. We follow it up. So when deals are being made anywhere, someone's programming that in another dimension. That dimension is the second dimension. I shared about this on my post on my Facebook. I shared about it a number of years ago. I talk about it all the time. From the continuum to first, second, and third, boom, here we are. Now, how do you engage that without fighting? How do you engage that level to bring these beings into negotiation rather than fighting? rather than risking your light. Let me just not say risking. Uh, if you are not expanded and you have a low capacity, it is a bit of a risk for you. There is fear involved without the expansion and without capacity. So I understand the words fighting come from fear. That's a lower vibration. So what do we do in the second dimension? Those that are capable and expanded enough and have an expansion of light can be in that dimension to deprogram and decode what they're doing in there. And that's exactly what's happening. You can talk about people with the military running around with arms and guns and cleaning out the physical matter. Yeah, sure, that nobody's stopping them from doing it. And yes, they can do that. The children's light, the souls and the beings under there. But the work that was done for them to even go do that, the work was programmed in the second dimension. Negotiations and deals were being made in other dimensions to allow certain space to open. So yes, you guys can have this, we'll have that. And eventually it's going to come to this moment where there's a bubble going to burst. And it's coming to that moment because it's being programmed in the dimensions. Is there trickery? Is there blackmail? Is there torturing? Is the consciousness of the divine feminine and masculine being held to hostage? Yes, it is in the second dimension. Not so much as it used to be. You want some education? You need some education. When you're connecting to your vibration, energy, frequency, and magnetics, your first challenge is to be able to hold them in the darkness until the light comes, without you faltering, without you falling apart, without you becoming the dark. I mean, you're part of it anyway. It's part of you. You will be able to be in it, but not of it. Okay? And so there is some education here. I share that with you. Think about what I'm saying. Because those guys are fighting in the tunnels. They're pulling out the guns and they're pulling out the weapons, and let them have it. That is the third dimension. There are those that are in that dimension to do these things. Negative brings light. That's fine. That is what their duty is, and they will return to the light, and they will enter as the child of light, and we will guarantee that we have them on the way in. We all return. We are light source, and this planet is rising to Huna, planet Huna, light in action, source planet. A galactic central is here, don't you know, in the iris. Don't you know? It's here. So nobody's going in. Is it a matrix? Is it an illusion? No, I'm not here. I was here. I'm not an illusion, but I remember you. I am a memory. And because you remember me, we are in this reality together. Peter and I are here now and sharing our reality together. We've collapsed all the other the two realities, brought them into one to be here for however long, 1 hour, 90 minutes. Imagine all 7 billion realities collapsed into one reality for a moment of infinite, a moment of infinity. That's coming. The collapsing of realities is coming. We began that pathway long ago. We guaranteed it when the mask was put on your face, that the one consciousness would arrive. It's a critical moment. You know, we wear the mask. We don't want to wear the mask. We make these decisions. It's a negotiation. It's an awareness. It's an awakening. Somebody asked me in February, that's a year ago, by the way, my last birthday, what do you think of this corona thing that's coming, this whole virus thing? I said, well, it's going to be a one consciousness deal. Everybody's going to be doing the one thing. Finally, we won't have to fight that. We didn't fight that. We all put the mask on, didn't we? Even if it was for 5 minutes, even if you're doing it the whole year, one consciousness came. And we got to this point now where we all realized and awoke, and I hope that awoke you up. I hope that was enough to shake you up. I'm not agreeing with the way it was done. Could have been done another way, but fine. That the individuals and the beings that put that one together, okay, it was made use of. It was made use of. And so the one consciousness, we don't fight. We expand. Education. through memory, if possible, but education from guidance. Please be aware, please listen to the guidance. And let me just share, your first inclination, do not hesitate. When your first thought comes of something that is unique, go for it. Go for it. It'll take you down a profound path. And when you go for it, you're removing fear from out of your system. It's simple. Go for your first thought and go, oh, I don't know about this. Don't, just go for it. It's the time right now. Right now, the moment.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, was confusion. For a lot of people seem to be confused in this moment. And how do they navigate through that confusion?
Yeah, you must see it first. You must pull it to pieces. You must go to your first inclination, your first thought, and follow that path. And when you come to the place where, wait a minute, you have to dissect it. You're going to go back over to your other thought, back and forth again. You're going to look around, keep to your path. Now, keep to the path of your first thought. It will bring clarity to you. In your dream time, awaken the dream time. Come awake at 3 a.m. Plan it. Don't just let it be accident. Wake up at 3:33 in the morning. You probably already do, right? Because some of us are waking you guys up at 3:34 in the morning, 4:44, 3:33, and 1:44 in the morning, right? Why? What does that mean? Angelic codes coming in. Hey, let's go. So when you get up and I gotta get up, you might have to go to the bathroom. Oh, the bathroom is the mission, right? Going to the bathroom is the mission. And you have to make it all the way back to your bedroom. You're trudging along there, and then discover something else along the way. And you will find clarity. Awaken the dream time. Do that at 3:30 in the morning. It will bring clarity. And your mission is, you got to go to the bathroom, fine. Your mission is to go to the bathroom, but on the way to the store, and on the way to the bathroom, and on the way back from the bathroom, I had this, I saw something, I felt something. I got a message, I saw a number, I saw some master numbers. I thought, continue with this path. Continue with those messages. Meditate, be in stillness, go to the nature when you need to come away from the nonsense to get clarity. Go for a swim. Hey, do ceremony under the water. Meditate underwater. Oh, it's incredible. It's amazing. You'll get a kick out of it. It's in the cosmos. It really opens up your I don't talk about your pineal gland or your eye and this eye and that eye. It just opens you up and expands you in the cosmos of the whales and the dolphins. Get underwater and have a ceremony. Put on a tank if you have to. Plug a hose in up your nostril and get under there. Hold yourself down there. Anchor yourself down and get down. You don't have to go far. You only got to go down a couple of feet. Get underwater and you go into meditation there. Telling you, it's great. You'll get clarity. So these items I'm sharing with you is unblock, to clear, to open you up, expand you, open you up. Yeah, otherwise I'll come along there and dong you on the head. No. Yeah. What do you reckon? Huh? Myself, I have a practice, and that practice is within me every day. And at times I will go to the water and I will log in, what we call a login. Can I share something with you, brother?
Yes, please.
I might invite you to repeat after me. This could get rather powerful, so just bear with it for the moment. I hope this technology can withstand it for while we're in the transmission. Okay?
Okay.
Close your eyes, brother. I don't want you to get dizzy. You'll get dizzy looking at me. So just and hopefully those watching this or whoever's hearing this don't get dizzy. From the stillness comes the sound. From the sound comes the understanding, and from the understanding comes the action. From the stillness comes the sound, from the sound comes the understanding, and from the understanding comes the action. From the stillness comes the sound, from the sound comes the understanding, and from the understanding comes the action. From the action comes the understanding, from the understanding comes the sound, and from the sound comes the stillness. Repeat after me, brother. First light.
First light.
First breath.
First breath.
First birth. First birth.
First birth.
First love.
First love.
First stone.
First stone.
First fire.
First fire.
Ma.
Ma.
Ha.
Ha.
Ka.
Ka.
Wa.
Wa.
Ta.
Ta.
He.
He.
Ta.
Ta.
Wa.
Wa.
Ka.
Ka.
Ha.
Ha.
Ma.
Ma.
Now just listen to the sound. Listen deeply. Ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma. Ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta hi. Tawa ka ha ma ha ka wa ta. Ite ingoa, in the name of te to iri, the vibration, te o, the frequency, te wana, the energy. Why do we tapu? We remember you. Ksa. Ite ingoa, in the name of te whenua, the land, the rangi, the sky, the katao, the water. Why do we tapu? We remember you. Ksa. Ite ingoa, in the name of te whaia, the mother, matua, the father, tama, the child. Why do we tapu? We remember you. Ksa. Tihe, Maori, ora. Listen deeply, brother. Kei tahara mai nei to aroha me te mana me te kaha me te imi te mātauranga te moyo te mana ngā whae tua kene, tua kene, tua kene, whae riko, whae riko, whae riko. Mo te hiritanga o te tinana me te wairi me te hinengaro me te mātauranga, huna, 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 ina, ina, ina. Un ra, inu wā, ina tau, ni marana, undistorted light, ni marana, undistorted light, ni marana, undistorted light. Ni marana, Ina, 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 ina. Eternal, infinite, eternity. Ina, ina, ina. Ina, Repeat after me, brother. In the name of the mother,
the mother,
the father,
the father,
the child,
the child.
we remember you.
We remember you.
T.A. T.A. Mahodi. Ora. Ksha.
Thank you, my
So
friend.
much love, brother.
Thank you.
So much love, brother. So much love.
Hmm. I see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you, brother. Yes. So much aloha, brother. Aroha nui. Yes. Mata ko. Ki muria. Yes. So
Kim,
much love, brother. Thank you.
Kimuria.
Oh, you're back. Good to see you again. Yeah, give me a hug. Come on, give me a hug.
Hmm. The first birth really got me.
Ah, yeah, okay. That's where you went to, huh? Okay.
Hmm.
Wonderful.
I,
Yeah.
I I struggled to say it.
Mm. That is a big one. When we regard first light as at least, the very least, the first portal of Lemuria, well, 500 million years before Atlantis. When we regard this, we're regarding the eternal expanse before that first light on every planet, in every star system, not just Earth. And I bring that alignment to you. It's not just the first light on Earth, it's first light, first breath. It is first birth of the immense universe of the omniverse. It is that. It is not just this planet. Lemuria is of nature, and in order for anything to operate, including AI, spaceships, technology, requires atmospheric conditions to operate. It requires nature to have energy to even fly or drive or roll or blow its nose. That is Lemuria. And the star nations and all the planets and omniverses adhere to Lemuria. They are the tribes of Lemuria, not on just on this planet. Lemuria is nature. It requires electronics, electromagnetics. It requires gas, vapors, requires radiation and microwaves to operate anything to any kind of G, from 5 or otherwise. That's Lemuria. That's the operating system, creation of life. Kimuria, we hold each other in the darkness till the light comes, brother. On this planet, in the dark corner in your bedroom, on another star, on another planet, another dimension, we hold each other in the dark till the light comes. I have been there. I still am there. I am there now. We operate kind of like a post office. These certificates on my arms, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, they're the postmasters of my post office. I'm like a postmaster general, moving all light beings through my system to hold you in the darkness till the light comes, including the dark ones. And I release to the light through the first light, first breath, first birth, first love, first stone, first fire. This is Lemuria. I used to play a pretty good game of rugby too. Not bad.
Thank you, my friend. This has been
Hmm?
this has been a beautiful experience
Oh,
today.
my pleasure, brother. Such an honor to sit with you, and I support you in your developments, your negotiations, your negotiations with yourself. That's a moment to have with what you're stepping into, and we support you in this. Of course, we'll be there in the darkness to hold you, brother. Don't forget that.
I won't.
This, forget that. We so love our family. We so love our royal family. You are the royal family. You are planet Huna, the royal star. You know, the system is now has 3 suns now, trinary system. We've advanced in the 5D. Earth has gone to the 5th moment of Lemuria, and we are now with 3 suns. That's why the light is so the way it is. It's changed. That's what's on my arm. You see what's on my arm there? You see that tetrahedron? Those 3 circles?
Mm-hmm.
Mother, father, child, land, water, sky, vibration, frequency, energy, 3 stars of the trinary system. That's where I'm from. That's where we're from. It's on both my arms. It's home to me. We're home. Where are you going? Huh? Where are you going? You're already home.
Until we meet, beautiful night.
Sorry.
Until we meet again, friend, have a
Ah,
beautiful.
I think our technology is the AI is algorithms has got all wonky after that little journey we set it off on. You can't hear, but thank you, brother.